Benvenuti, io sono il 𝘨𝘶𝘢𝘴𝘪 e questo è un nuovo episodio di Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. Nell'ultimo episodio abbiamo giusto iniziato la nostra avventura, i nostri protagonisti si sono cacciati in un guaio tremendo, siamo braccati da un gruppo di banditi, non sappiamo se sono davvero banditi normali o se fanno parte di qualche fazione, che stanno facendo qualche gioco politico losco o qualcosa del genere. Fatto sta che ci ha salvato la vita una vecchia alchimista, una guaritrice in mezzo alla foresta, e stiamo cercando di rimettere in piedi anche Hans. Abbiamo fatto alla fine dell'episodio una bella indigestione di cibo, io avevo è andata di culo la signora che non gli ho riempito un'altra volta la pentola, però ci sono andato vicino e adesso vediamo, abbiamo tutte le piante, vediamo di salvare Hans.
Did they hurt you?
No, but I think they would have if you hadn't come along.
Sorry. I reckon it was one of those who followed us yesterday.
Look here. I almost got slaughtered twice in one day on account of you two. God be praised that my 𝘨𝑒𝘪𝘁 wasn't here. Heaven knows what they'd have done to her. So, I'd like to know why all this is happening. Your friend was talking in a delirium in the night, saying you was knights. But if you two are knights, then I'm the Queen of Sheba.
Io direi che ci possiamo fidare della signora, mi sembra una persona di cui ci si può fidare. Allora, la cosa più saggia sarebbe comunque non dire niente, perché alla fine a lei non cambia nulla, sapere o no la verità. Però in parte glielo dobbiamo e secondo me è una persona di cui ci si può fidare. L'ha dimostrato ampiamente, quindi...
Well, I must bow to your ladyship. Sir Hans is the young lord of 𝘨𝘀𝘀𝘀 and 𝘁𝘀𝑒𝑐𝑡𝑒𝑖𝑛. I'm Henry of 𝘊�𝑒𝑐𝑡𝑒, son of Sir 𝘊𝑗𝘀𝑒𝑐𝑡𝑒, and I'm his bodyguard. We were heading to 𝘨𝑔𝑒𝑐𝑡𝑒 to deliver a message from Sir Hanush of 𝘨𝘀𝑀 and Margrave 𝘨𝑗𝘀𝑒 to 𝘨𝑉𝘪𝘀𝑒𝑚. But we were ambushed by bandits yesterday down by the pond, and you already know the rest. And as God is my witness, we're no bandits. I swear to you, I'm thankful to you for saving us. And I'm sorry it caused you trouble.
Well, you sound sincere, so I'll take your word for it. I hope I won't live to regret it.
You won't. I promise you.
Promises are made to be broken, but thank you for dealing with them.
Sure. No need for thanks. What about Sir Hans? How's he doing?
He's holding up, I'd say. I treated his wounds, and I'll change his bandages shortly. But what he needs most now is that remedy. Have you got everything for it?
Here. Chamomile and sage, like you said.
Excellent. Now to brew the potion from them. I gave you two the last of my supply during the night. But fresh is best anyways. It's a shame my daughter 𝘨𝑒𝘪𝘁 ain't back yet. She'd get it done in a jiffy, but we'll just have to manage without her. But you can do it too. It ain't nothing hard. My eyes are so bad, it'd take me all day. But at least I can tell you how to go about it.
Siamo ancora nel tutorial, quindi adesso ci insegnano a fare un po' di alchimia. Ma stai a vedere che sta 𝘨𝑒𝘪𝘁 era una delle ragazze lì allo stagno, magari la ragazza che lui ha salvato urlando dal fiume. Stai a vedere, lo stai a vedere. Vai, lo preparo io quel rimedio, così imparo anche a fare le pozze.
All right, I'll try.
Ho un po' di esperienza con l'alchimia, però, insomma, un po'.
Well, I've been at the alchemist bench a few times, but it's been quite a while.
That's grand. More than I was hoping for. And not to worry, it'll all come back to you. I have a book here with the recipe, but it'll be better if I tell you. I know it by heart.
I can read as well as any man, if that's what you mean.
My word. Maybe you really are a noble son.
I'll take the book just in case, but if you give me some advice, I'd be grateful.
Of course. Everything we need is in the hut. Let's get to it.
Andiamo. Chiudo, non si sa mai. Ste scale, porca miseria, sorritte veramente la mattina quando esci per pisciare.
Everything's prepared. There's an alchemy bench in the alcove. Go to it and we'll get started.
Ok. Tutto lercio di sangue.
First, go to the recipe book. Now find the recipe for chamomile decoction and remember what you have to do. Then get back to the bench and we'll start.
Ok, che immagino sia l'infuso di camomilla. Il sonno ti guarisce più velocemente e, se di buona qualità, recuperi la condizione più rapidamente mentre dormi. Serviranno del vino, 2 manciate di camomilla e 1 di salvia. È questo? Eh sì, perché non abbiamo altre pagine, quindi questo per forza. Serviranno del vino, 2 manciate di camomilla e 1 di salvia. Versare la camomilla nel calderone e bollire per un giro. Ah già, che si faceva con la... Dai, fammi leggere. Si faceva con la clessidra. Pestare la salvia e aggiungerla al preparato. Infine versare. Ok, ho letto. Allora, erbe. Devo fare, immagino. Ah no, questa è la... Ok. È la descrizione delle erbe. Quindi ci serve vino, 2 di camomilla, 1 di salvia. Versare la camomilla nel calderone e bollire per un giro. Poi pestare la salvia e aggiungerlo al preparato e versare. È semplice. La camomilla 1... No, la camomilla 2, la salvia 1. Mamma mia, io sono pessimo per queste cose. Allora.
All right. First, you have to pour the right base into the cauldron. Choose the right pitcher from the shelf on the left, according to the recipe.
La base è vino. Vinum. Sai che trambata sto coso?
So, what did you pour in there?
Wine, of course. Like it says in the book.
Glad to hear it. Now try moving the cauldron over the flame, so you know how it looks when it starts boiling a bit.
Ok, premi X per mettere il calderone sul fuoco. Il contenuto al suo interno inizierà a bollire. Ma non ci devo mettere anche la cosa prima?
Hear that bubbling? It's boiling. Remember that well. For most potions, you just have to simmer the herbs for a bit. But sometimes you need to get it good and hot. So you have to get the fire blazing under the cauldron using the bellows. Try fanning it with the bellows to get it boiling.
Mantice con la Q.
It's boiling. To keep it going, you mustn't stop with the bellows. If you want to cool it down quick, take it off the flames. Try it. Move the cauldron up. Good. Now we'll start with the brewing. Get all the herbs that you need ready. The ones you picked.
Apri l'inventario.
Put them there on the shelf, so you've got them at hand.
Ok, che figata che era. Io devo dire che Kingdom Come Deliverance ha l'alchimia più bella a livello proprio meccanico di qualsiasi videogioco. Poi a livello di complessità quella di Mortal Online non la batte niente, però è figa, cavolo.
All right, let's get to it. First, throw 2 handfuls of chamomile into the cauldron.
Una e 2.
Before you put it on the flame, turn the sand glass so you know how long you're brewing it. It's got to be exact. Every grain of sand counts. See? When the sand has flowed out, that's 1 turn. That's how long you have to boil the chamomile. Move the cauldron to the fire and wait until it starts bubbling. Then turn the sand glass.
Okay.
As soon as the sand runs out, take the cauldron off the fire again.
Ok, quindi mettiamo giù. Bubbla? Direi di sì.
Ain't that enough? Take the cauldron off the flames. All right. Now, take 1 handful of sage, grind it with a mortar and pestle, and drop it in the cauldron. Have you ground it? Good. Now, drop it in the cauldron. You don't have to boil it anymore. All you have to do now is decant it. Get a phial and pour it in. Done. Now, let's see what you've brewed.
Infuso di camomilla, quantità 2 ce n'è uscito. Minchia, prezzo 25? Si fanno i soldi con le pozioni, devo dire.
Here it is.
Ooh, by the smell of it, it's a chamomile decoction the way it should be.
Happy to help.
This should help Hans get better. I'll take care of it now.
All right. Is there anything else I can do to help?
I reckon you've done all you could. What you need now is a bit of rest. Go and get a good sleep. That works wonders.
Ma ho già svuotato la foresta da quanto ho mangiato. Delle due, se c'ha qualcosa per l'indigestione, qui stanotte vedo i draghi quando mi addormento con sta pancia piena così. Però è stanco, va bene, riposiamoci. Dormi e salva. Oh, mi mancava questa schermata. Dormiamo fino... effetti. La fame che scende, la vita che sale e il riposo. Il 60% è la qualità del letto, quindi noi già qui così saremo a posto. Però ci svegliamo alle 2 di notte. Cazzo facciamo alle 2 di notte? Svegliamoci il mattino presto, alle 5. Così magari abbiamo anche digerito.
A sword such as this will bring honor to its bearer.
True, 𝘮𝘴𝘅. If I'd have had it like back in Necropolis, things would have worked out differently.
Where's my fucking sword?
And I found it. Everything I take now will be mine, and I plan to take everything.
Rotted hell!
Why would I miss one sword?
Because it's the last one my father forged, and I promised him I'd deliver it to you.
Stronger dog fucks the bitches, and war is a nasty business.
Where's my fucking sword?
You know what? I think I'll keep it. As a memento.
This isn't over. I'll find you!
Yeah!
Don't disappoint me.
Wake up, Henry. It's past sunrise. Hallelujah. I thought you'd never wake. Were you having a nightmare?
Bad dreams. You must be 𝘮𝘁𝘁𝘁, right?
That's right. I came in the evening while you were asleep. Ma told me what happened to you. Then I helped Ma take care of your friend that night?
Hans? He's alive. How is he?
Have no fear. He's alive, all right. Maybe too alive. Ma knows what she's doing, and that's the truth. I reckon she could bring the dead back to life. She said she dosed you with the strongest remedies she knows, and it looks like they did the trick. On that other fella for sure. Since he came to this morning, he hasn't stopped talking.
Yeah. That sounds like him, all right.
And what about you? How do you feel?
Meglio di ieri. Non è comunque quella che abbiamo salvato. Ci avrei scommesso, invece.
Definitely better than yesterday. Thanks.
That's good. Ma will be glad, but I heard you yelling in your sleep and went to check on you. Bad dreams?
I dreamt of Istvan Toth, a villainous, murderous whoreson who stole my sword. The last memento I had of my father, and I swore to get that sword back and avenge my parents.
Oh, that oath must be serious if it even torments you in your sleep. Dreams shouldn't be taken lightly. They can have real meaning, however hard they are to understand. What strikes you as the most important part of your dream?
La spada, direi. Una splendida vergine. La parte, quell'elemento centrale del tuo sogno. O la spada o il padre. O la spada o il padre, quello era, non Istvan Toth. L'elemento centrale io direi il padre, perché? È vero, Istvan Toth era da tutte le parti perché è quello che ha preso la spada, ma lui c'era perché ha preso la spada, quindi uno direbbe, ok, tutto gira intorno alla spada. No, la spada è perché è il ricordo del padre, quindi è il padre l'elemento centrale del sogno.
Pa, without a doubt. I hope his soul and Ma's find peace.
Dreaming of a dead parent is confusing. It could mean you cling too much to the past, and you ought to find a new path. But I think it's a good thing he's more important to you than that murderer.
Non vado a questa roba da donnette, ma che coglione.
Thanks, Pavlina. I never thought of looking at it like that. It's a lot to think about.
You're welcome. But remember, it's only my reading. The only one who can really understand you is you yourself.
I expect you're right. So in the end, all the hard work will be on me. But this is all too much heavy thinking at once. Right now, what I need more is a little sunshine and fresh air.
Aye, that's the best remedy for many ailments. And a full stomach will help too. Breakfast is on the table, and I've got something else for you too. Come along, and we must save Ma from the clutches of his lordship.
Mi devo dare anche una lavata io. Punti talento. Quando Harry sale di livello ottieni dei punti talento. Puoi usarli per sbloccare altre abilità e potenziamenti. Per accedere all'elenco premi P. Yeah. Allora, livello principale. Noi siamo al 6? Sì, livello 6 siamo direttamente. E abbiamo un punto talento. Però anche su forza. E anche su dialogo. Metti di qua. I titoli non fanno onore di chi li porta, sono le persone a fare onore ai titoli che portano. Bella questa. Il tuo livello principale è determinato dall'abilità e dai progressi compiuti dal tuo personaggio nel gioco. Il tuo livello principale aumenta di pari passo con la sua forza, agilità, vitalità e dialogo, nonché attraverso il completamento delle missioni e l'avanzamento della storia principale. Il livello massimo per tutti gli attributi e le abilità, e quindi il tuo livello principale, è 30. Ah, ok, quindi io aumentando queste robe qua mi aumenta anche questo, però in più c'è anche le missioni che lo fanno aumentare. 11 punti talento. Azzo si fa la build, in poche parole. Allora, qui abbiamo affascinante. La mamma diceva sempre che bisogna fare una buona azione al giorno, porti la saggezza di tua madre nel cuore e forse per questo hai spesso il cuore in mano. Se ottieni reputazione, questa si rigenererà il 10% più velocemente. Se ottieni reputazione, questa si rigenererà il 10% più velocemente. Boh, opportunista. Chi è amico di tutti non è amico di nessuno. Puoi essere amico di chiunque quando ti fa comodo, ma sei un vero amico soprattutto per te stesso. Se perdi reputazione, la perdita sarà del 10% in meno. Brutto questo proprio. Brutto, brutto. Preferisco affascinante. Se devo scegliere. Ma andiamo un attimo qua. Forza. addestrato per combattere. Quando 𝘨𝘀𝘀𝘀 ti ha preso al suo servizio, la prima cosa che ha fatto è stato mandarti ad addestrarti sotto il maestro Bernard. Ricordi ancora le botte che ti ha dato? La forza richiesta per tutte le armi sarà per te 2 in meno. In generale, se hai una forza inferiore a quella richiesta dell'arma, infliggerai meno danni con essa. Al contrario, se la tua forza è maggiore, ne infliggerai di più. Con questo talento raggiungerai quello stato prima. Bello questo, bello. Gran lavoratore, sei cresciuto in una fucina dove il duro lavoro non mancava mai e ne ricavi anche una certa soddisfazione. Se trasporti un sacco o qualcuno privo di sensi, il peso conta solo la metà, pertanto difficilmente ti graveranno e trasportarli non ti costerà più vigore extra. Inoltre, la tua capacità di carico aumenta permanentemente di 3,5 kg. Non male, soprattutto per l'aumento della capacità di carico, non male, ma questo è meglio, cazzo. Questo è interessante. Oppure, qua non abbiamo niente, dialogo. Favella magica. Dicono che il silenzio sia d'oro, ma per te di solito è il contrario. Ottieni un bonus di +4 al dialogo quando contratti, così da facilitare le trattative sui prezzi. Ottimo da prendere subito early game questo. Merci lucidate. La qualità parla da sola, ma tu sai comunque come incoraggiarla. Quando vendi armi, armature o indumenti in condizioni quasi perfette o perfette, quindi dal 98 al 100, ti frutteranno il 10% di soldi in più. Non male, ma questo è meglio. Questo è meglio, secondo me. Però, allora, c'è da vedere adesso quanti punti ho. Mi sa 1. Io assolutamente il primo che metterei è questo, addestrato per combattere. Prenderei questo. Sì, e vediamo se ci avanzano punti. Sì, quindi i punti sono ognuno... Ah, che meraviglia. Nel dialogo prenderei io favella magica. +4 al dialogo quando contratti. Mua. Ci facciamo dei prezzi buoni sia quando compriamo sia quando vendiamo, in tutte le circostanze. Per questo è meglio di merci lucidate. C'è anche merci lucidate è buono, ci fa fare il 10% di soldi in più. È buonissimo, ma è più situazionale perché si applica solo quando vendi armi, armature o indumenti e in più devono essere in condizioni dal 98 al 100%. Quindi... si applica di meno. Questo si applica a tutto, quindi è un bonus globale per noi, quindi prenderemo assolutamente questo come primo, poi magari dopo in futuro ci prendiamo quello. Nel livello principale abbiamo detto questa è una questione di gusti, io non voglio di sicuro giocare un personaggio opportunista, perché opportunista non sono, e giocherò Henry un po' come ho fatto anche nel Kingdom Come Deliverance 1, no? Lo giocherò un po' quando possibile, ovviamente, come me stesso, come giocherei io, quindi... di sicuro io non sono un opportunista, quindi andiamo di affascinante che è il contrario. Qui nel gioco, perlomeno. Olè, abbiamo ancora un'indigestione, va che facenda. Dov'è Hans? Vecchio matto. Chiudi sta porta. Guarda questo. In forma. Un attimo, mi do una sciacquatina perché faccio schifo. Olè.
Good morning, Henry. You have no idea how glad I am to see you. Come join our banquet in the midst of these exquisite woods.
I'm glad to see you, too. I see you're in a surprisingly good mood for someone who was at death's door yesterday.
It's all the more cause for merrymaking. Even this water now tastes like the finest wine.
Of course. I did bring it all the way from the spring.
And for that, I am in your debt, fair maid. And I'm grateful to you too, Henry. 𝘨𝘁𝘁 told me what happened here yesterday. That's the 3rd time you've saved my life. I suppose I'll have to give you some estate or something.
The 3rd time? What in God's name happened the first 2 times?
Now, Henry, don't make her beg. Tell this good maiden of your heroic deeds.
Per farla breve.
Well, there was this time when me and Hans had some fisticuffs in the tavern, and for punishment, I had to accompany him on the hunt.
And I shot a boar.
And made it mad. And when Hans chased after the wounded animal, he got caught by a human patrol.
Humans?
Dobbiamo stare attenti a quello che diciamo qua, Dobbiamo stare molto attenti. Noi non sappiamo questa gente come la pensa. Quindi specificheremo, non diciamo feroci tagliagole, perché lo sono, però magari questi gli stanno simpatici. Quindi atteniamoci ai fatti, mercenari ungheresi.
They come from somewhere in Hungary. Sigismund brought them here to Bohemia as mercenaries. They're a very dangerous bunch.
I told you about them, though. The fellas in the tavern in 𝘨𝘁𝘀𝘀 were saying there's some foreigners like that camping in the rocks down by the pond.
What?
It's just what I heard.
Whoa, that's all we need. I hope they don't turn up here. What could us two do alone against them?
What could they want from us? But if they did come here to rob us, I'd shoot enough arrows into them to make them think twice. But the thing I want to know is, how did it end up with young Sir Hans?
Well, as I said, they took him captive.
Well, there must have been 10 of them. I hadn't a chance.
You must have been seeing double. As I recall, there were 2.
That just proves how well you can count. Besides, they were armed to the teeth and had bows and armor. It might as well have been 10.
Whatever. Anyway, with a bit of luck, I managed to free Sir Hans.
Why the modesty? You got them. Maybe a stroke of luck, but as we know, al dentes.
Fortuna juvat.
See now, you've finally learned it.
What?
It's just this kind of motto of ours. Fortune favors the bold.
Maybe they're really telling the truth about who they are. Who but a lord or a priest could know Latin? And priests they ain't. I can tell.
And as I recall, you already got a pony from Uncle Hanush as a reward for saving me. Your pebbles. So I'll save myself a few groschen.
But you never gave me anything for Talmberg.
For Talmberg? What was that about then?
Questa roba qua, così come tutti i sogni, i sogni, le allucinazioni che ha avuto Henry finora, secondo me servono per rendere il gioco stand alone, cioè rendere Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 giocabile anche da chi non ha giocato il primo, visto che si tratta di giochi GDR enormi, dalla durata di almeno 50 ore, a meno che uno proprio non li gioca a caso, rushandoli e rovinandosi tutto, intendo giocarli per bene, godendoseli, almeno si parla di una 50 d'ore, ecco, magari se qualcuno fosse costretto a giocarsi il primo Kingdom Come solamente perché vuole giocare il 2 sarebbe un po' un problema. Quindi furbescamente loro cosa hanno fatto? Hanno messo tutti sti filmati, visioni, sogni che riportano alla memoria gli eventi del primo, così uno li impara anche se non li ha visti, e adesso si racconta un po' i momenti salienti del gioco. È una furbata, però secondo me il gioco, il primo, va giocato, perché sennò ti perdi tantissimo. Io per esempio in questo momento sto apprezzando molto questa situazione che mi fa rivivere i ricordi, le cose successe nel primo Kingdom Come, è molto bella questa parte. Se qualcuno non l'ha vissuta si perde tanta bellezza qua, si perde tanta bellezza.
The foe took the castle by subterfuge, and we planned a counterattack.
Under the cloak of darkness, we scaled the mighty walls of Talmberg Castle to get inside and open the portcullis to our brothers in arms who were poised and ready to attack.
And we almost succeeded. Only, along the way, Sir Hans here took an arrow to his noble seat.
Seat? He got shot in the backside.
My upper thigh, actually.
Backside it was. But that's no joke either. It's not easy to run with an arrow stuck in your arse. If I hadn't carried him...
I admit it, you saved my arse.
Well, now, you two have been through a thing or two. As far as I can tell, it really was his backside and not his thigh. I examined Hans and saw the scar for myself. But I reckon you paid off part of your debt the other day, sir.
True enough. Hey, how did you manage to get the best of that cutthroat the other night when you hauled me here?
To be honest, by a stroke of luck. We were fighting outside, but that fucker got a hold of his falchion and let me have it in the guts. I thought I was done for. But I groped around and found a pail and whacked him with it with the last of my strength. And luckily I hit him a nice crack right on the noggin. Can't remember a thing after that.
My word. Fortune really does favour you. You chose your motto well.
Once we get back to Rattay, I'll have it inscribed on my shield.
Do tell. What else did the two of you encounter?
Quite a lot of things. But I'm afraid we don't have much time for storytelling right now. We came here on an important mission, and we cannot afford to dally any longer. We have to get to 𝘨𝑆ky as soon as we can. How far is it from here?
Not far. Once you climb the hill above 𝘨𝘢𝘢𝘢, you'll see the castle.
All right. I think we should get on our way as soon as possible.
I'll prepare a bit of food for you.
Pure.
For your journey.
𝘨𝑗𝘢𝘢, I don't know how to thank you for all this.
Ah, but I do. Once we've settled our business with von Bergov, I shall reward you as befits a knight. You have my word of honor.
Now you've got me curious. I never got a knight's word before.
For a start, you can leave me that axe and spade. We can't manage without them.
Yes, of course. And thanks for everything you've done, 𝘨𝑗𝘢𝘢.
I have something for you, Henry. Ma had trouble because of you, but I know you didn't do it on purpose, and you protected her when she needed it. I want to thank you for that. Take this potion. It will help when you're in danger or don't know which way to turn. Have a little sip each time, and it'll save you a lot of trouble. You'll see. It's not all that hard to brew. With a bit of practice, you could manage it yourself.
Thanks, 𝘨𝑉𝑙𝑖𝑛A. This'll come in handy.
No doubt. But we'd better get going now.
Hans is right. We're very glad we met you. And we're obliged to you for your help and hospitality. God bless you.
And you too, sirs.
As Henry says, may God bless you for your generosity and your healing arts. And you have rightfully earned the gratitude of the House of 𝘨𝘢 for all time. If you should ever find yourself in need, the doors of 𝘨𝑘stein shall always be open to you.
Thank you, sir. Though, I'm not sure I could find the way to 𝘨𝑘stein. Hopefully we'll never need to take up your offer. Sorry for coming late, Ma. I got held up in 𝘨𝑆kowitz.
Of all places. And it's not the first time.
I know, but I was going past and I thought I'd try to sell some baskets and ointments there. And I succeeded.
𝘨𝑚eric won't be happy.
Then he shouldn't sell so dear. He charges nearly twice as much as we do, so it's no wonder folks buy from us. But I understand. Next time I'll come straight home, so you're not on your own so much. If anyone comes here again threatening you, I'll put them in their place with an arrow. That'll teach them to try it on with us.
Maybe it's a good thing you wasn't here. They'd catch you, and I dread to think what they'd do with you.
They'd never catch me. You know I can take down a hare on the run, and a man's an easier target.
True enough. You've got a steady hand and an eye like a hawk. Not like me. But you know how it is. The less fuss going on around here, the better for us. And if anything
Ma
does
quanto
happen,
parlano?
we've got Growler, and he won't leave us in the lurch.
True. That animal is God's gift. Time to do something useful. The days are long, but there's no end of work to do.
Aye. Thank you,
Ma che
Katherine.
roba?
I don't know what I'd do without you.
Ah, ok, hanno finito. Madonna, che bella discussione che hanno fatto. Bella, bella, bella. Hans, che si fa noi?
Nothing against the hospitality of the good women folk here, but I want to get to 𝘨𝑆ky Castle right away.
Gli altri nostri compagni sono morti tutti, Henry. Che domanda sarebbe? Dobbiamo recuperare, ma ho visto Tot allo stagno. Chi era Tot? Porca miseria, non mi ricordo. Proviamo a dirglielo, vediamo se mi ricorda chi era Tot.
Hold on a bit. Before we hit the road, there's something you should know. I have a hunch that one of that band that ambushed us at the pond was Istvan Toth.
Toth? Are you yanking my pizzle? He's long since over the hills and far away.
Ah, è quello che ha preso la spada.
I know how it sounds, but I saw him. Believe me. I'd never mistake his ugly face after all that happened.
Of course, Henry. I know you have accounts to settle with him, but that's nonsense. Toth is in Sigismund's service and is harassing his opponents. And Otto von Bergov is one of Sigismund's allies. So Toth's hardly going to attack his people. It was dark. God knows what you saw.
I saw him, the bastard, and I'll get him.
Yes. We'll surely get him one day. I promise you. And your sword, too. But I don't think either of them are around here.
But I see you haven't wasted any time and found yourself a weapon to replace that sword. That's good. You never know when you might need it around here.
Come on, let's get going. Your mind will turn to better things along the way.
Hope they've got a good physician at this castle. Or at least a barber. I mean, that old crone got me on my feet. But I don't believe much in herbal remedies. You can't beat an educated man of medicine. And I can't wait to sleep in a proper bed. And some wine!
Oh, fucking hell.
Oh, it's closed. Open up! I bear an urgent message for your liege lord. Hear me! Open the gate! I am a messenger from 𝘨𝘂𝘁𝘁𝘁𝘁𝘁𝘁𝘁𝘁.
Fucking shit! Fuck! You fucking
know who I am? No, we fucking don't. I am Sir Hans Capon of Perkstein, heir to Ratai. Now, look here, you filthy beggar. I'm not here for your amusement, so get your stinking, ragged asses out of here on the double. The pair of you!
What's all this about? Why don't you send those beggars packing?
I did, sir. They say they're messengers. I am Sir Hans Capon of Perkstein. Envoy...
I heard. Nevertheless, I doubt Sir Hanush would send 2 vagabonds covered in excrement as emissaries. Apart from which, Sir Hans Capon is dead. We found his body by the pond. His company was ambushed by outlaws, and they were slaughtered to the last man.
Yes, they ambushed us, but we managed to get away.
Sir, we met your Captain Thomas on our way. He can testify to who we are. He saw our message and its seal.
How terribly unfortunate you are. The captain's company was also ambushed by outlaws. The captain barely escaped with his life and has been delirious for 3 days. And even if he did confirm your story, I am under strict orders to admit no strangers to the castle.
Sir, there's a horseman approaching in King Sigismund's colors.
Ah, now that's what a messenger looks like. Count yourselves lucky that I don't have time to waste on you. Be gone!
I'm getting in, whether you like it or not.
Your shitty hands off me! No, wait. Wait, one moment!
What the fuck was that?
So now what?
There's only one thing we can do.
Have you two got any groschen?
What do you take me for, wench?
For someone who stinks like a badger.
Look, we've had a tough couple of days, so we'd like a bit of peace and quiet, a beer, and a bite to eat.
Unless you want to share a bowl of gruel, you're going to need more coin than this.
Just bring the best you have, and we'll settle later.
As the gentleman wishes.
Well, she's not far off. We look like a couple of beggars, and we stink even worse.
What the fuck was all that at the gate? You try to talk to them and get shit poured on your head.
Different lands, different customs.
God's holy britches.
Well, I expect they've had trouble with beggars at the castle, so they act without thinking.
Oh, really? Oh, I'd never have figured that out. I'd rather hear some cunning plan how to get out of this shit. Huh?
Devo dire che sono piacevolmente sorpreso dalla cinematograficità di questo Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, perché anche l'1 era abbastanza cinematografico, ma mica così. Quest'inizio è una bomba. A me ha fatto genuinamente ridere la scenetta quando sono arrivati al castello, tutti baldanzosi, adesso ci fanno entrare, è arrivata una secchiata di merda addosso, perché effettivamente è molto probabile che sarebbe successo davvero così. È stata bella, è stata una bella scena. Bravi, cazzo, bravi. Allora, vediamo. Io direi, sì, per prima cosa ci dobbiamo cambiare. No, non cambierebbe le cose cambiarsi. Dobbiamo prendere la lettera, quello sì che cambierebbe le cose.
Oh, we could track down those bandits and get our letter back. With that, they'd have to let us in.
How do you intend to do that? Ask them nicely. Please, kind bandits, pretty please, can we have our letter back? Or do you want to charge them in these rags and hope our stink knocks them out, eh?
Sto a dirli con la puzza. Li pigliamo uno per volta o chiamiamo rinforzi? Perché ci muoveremo furtivamente, io no. Quindi o uno per volta, facciamo uno alla volta. Ok, i rinforzi come li chiamiamo però? Cioè, quindi non è che c'è il telefono. Potremmo mandare un messaggero, ma ci vorrebbe mesi, penso. Cioè, non so quanto è lontano, però comunque ci vorrebbe tanto tempo perché il messaggero dovrebbe da qui arrivare là, fisicamente, e poi da là dovrebbero arrivare rinforzi da noi, quindi una roba lunga. Se vogliamo fare da noi li ammazziamo uno per volta.
No, I was thinking more like we could find a good spot to ambush them, stealthily. We could manage to take them, even just the two of us. Take them down one at a time. One after another.
Right. And with what? Sticks and stones? Henry, use your head. That would be suicide.
Well then, we might as well just head back to Ratai.
To Ratai? You just don't get it, do you? We can't go crawling back like this. We'd be a laughing stock.
Oddio.
I suppose you're right. We'd be taken for total idiots.
Well, you could shrug that off. But me, we've got no message, no coin, nothing but our ragged arses.
Chin up. We'll sort it out somehow, and everything will be fine again.
Nothing will be fine, my friend. I'll tell you 4 reasons why. Oates, Tankard, Conrad, and Nicholas, instead of sitting here with us, having a chat and a laugh, they're just food for crows in some godforsaken hole.
We'll go back and bury them as soon as we can.
Yeah, as soon as possible. They were good Christians, even though it didn't always seem that way.
We'll keep the promise we made at Pagenes. The best way to honor their memory is to finish our mission. We'll get inside the castle. You'll see. We'll avenge our lads and go back to Ratai with our heads held high. I promise you that.
Audentes fortuna juvat.
Audentes fortuna juvat.
Food. About bloody time.
Here we are. Gentlemen.
What is this stuff?
Hey, there's meat in that. And there's more than you gave me coin for. When you're finished, report for work.
Cheers.
What is it?
That's that woman from the pond.
Or the one you gave us away for?
I've heard of that witch. Wench!
What I tell you? What are you waiting for? She can vouch for who we are. Go to her.
God be with you. A full pitcher of wine, please.
My word, that's a picture and a half. I ain't seen you here before. Who sent you? Not them nomad vagabonds, I hope.
Don't worry. I've come from the castle. I'm Katherine, and I've got the lovely job of keeping the soldiers' throats wet.
Ah, that's another matter then. Oh my. Ugh. Can you smell that too?
Oof. It stinks like something died here.
Rimani in silenzio.
Jesus, fella. That's a bit much.
Hey, youngster, if you want to go around mixing with my guests here, go and wash the stench off yourself at the trough first. Stinking up my establishment.
Che figura! Oddio, bellissima questa. Si sono girate, c'ero io lì. Rimani in silenzio, mi sa che è meglio. Ok, un po' meglio direi, almeno una sciacquatina al muso.
Lord von Berghoff is beside himself and won't allow his soldiers out the castle.
Aha! So that's why they sent you for the wine. Wait a more then. I'll be right back.
That must hurt, don't it? Sorry to bother you, but I've seen you before.
Oh, eh? I don't remember. Hold on, are you the boy that cleans the pit under the castle shitting hole?
We saw each other by that pond.
What pond? I haven't been at any pond.
Oh, mamma mia.
Yes, you were. You were attacked there by some bandits. You, some other women, and us too.
I have no idea what you're on about. I work at the castle and I wasn't at any pond.
Lo nega perché c'è qualcosa che non quadra.
You know very well what I'm talking about. I saved your life.
Are you drunk? Get out of my sight.
Avrei potuto provare con la persuasione.
Here's your wine. Is this vagabond bothering you?
I can handle the likes of him myself. Thanks for the wine. Bye.
Look, please. I don't know what's up with you, but I know you were there. I need your help. You owe me that much. But we need to get to von Berghoff, and you're the only one who can confirm who we are.
You can't get into the castle. And even if you could, that was the king's messenger. Von Berghoff is getting ready to ride out.
Oh, shit.
If you want to speak to him, the best place would be 𝘨𝑒's wedding. He'll be there. For sure.
No, wait.
And don't ever lay your hands on me again.
What are you gaping at? Have you nothing better to do?
Madonna, la locandiera. Eccola.
Why are you standing here like a pillar of salt? Are you ready?
Ci tocca anche lavorare.
Always ready.
Glad to hear it. You pair ordered a lot more than you paid for, so you work your debt off, like I said.
Ok.
All right. What do you want us to do?
Over there by the gate, there's a cart with sacks of flour from the mill. My old man was meant to take them into the house. But as soon as he got a sniff of work, he vanished into thin air. The second door in there leads to the pantry. That's why I need you to haul the sacks. You have to lay each sack on the planks, so they don't touch the damp floor and go moldy. If you just chuck it on the floor in the corner, it'll spoil. So do it properly. 2 men can finish the work in a jiffy, and then we'll be quits.
Va bene, c'è un problema però. Stavo pensando a cose e non ho seguito bene il piano. Non li devo buttare in terra, ha detto, perché stavo pensando ai cavoli miei di come risolvere questa situazione. D'accordo.
All right, we'll do it. Carrying a few sacks won't kill us. For sure, it's less daunting work than fighting bandits in the woods.
Aye, it's terrible about them bandits. We never had nothing like that here before. Like it or not, you can't pay what you owe me, so I'm putting you to work. Is that clear?
All right, we'll do it.
Glad to hear it. I can see you ain't stuck up like your mate. Where are you actually from, if you don't mind me asking?
Non so se è saggio dirgli la verità alla locandiera, però potremmo cominciare a spargere la voce giusta, ma la voce giusta potrebbe giungere anche alle orecchie di quelli che hanno cercato di farci fuori. Quindi è un'arma a doppio taglio dire la verità qua. Io direi di rimanere sul vago fino a quando non possiamo difenderci. Quindi da molto lontano.
Far away.
I ain't been further than the back of me whole life, but I know this place inside and out.
I heard some talk about some wedding being planned here.
Ah, Nobody's talking about nothing else. Young Lord Sameen is marrying Agnes, the daughter of Thrush, our Truscovitz bailiff. And it's going to be a grand affair. When rich folks get married, that's a feast that's a lot different from when some tanner gets hitched to a bathouse wench.
Ma chi è sto semine?
Who is this Sameen?
Can't you tell by the name? The Lord of Sameen. The fort in the village belonged to him. Old Jan Sameen is the head of the family. And his son's called Olda. And it's him who's getting hitched. There used to be a rich family. Their glory's faded a bit, but they still have some clout.
Ok. Dove?
Where's the wedding going to be?
At Sameen, of course. I expect old Sir Jan and our bailiff will try to outdo each other in showing off their wealth.
Ok, immagino di non poter partecipare alle nozze, perché siamo mister nessuno, però proviamo a chiedere comunque.
Could I get to the wedding somehow?
I don't know about that, lad. It's for invited guests only.
Only. Ma lei c'ha l'accento dell'Inghilterra del Nord, sentite come parla, only. Questo è proprio Irlanda, più che altro Scozia, proprio quando parlano tutto così. Molto bello, perché ovviamente questi sono dei paesani, ovviamente siamo nella Boemia, non c'entra assolutamente niente l'Inghilterra, però dato che abbiamo messo il doppiaggio originale, che è quello inglese, è molto bello che abbiano dato il dialetto ai popolani, perché normalmente nel paesino non è che parlano tutti per bene, parlano un po' così come parlano, ed è molto bello che hanno l'accento scozzese, molto forte anche, perché è difficile capirli spesso. Molto molto bello.
Will Lord von Burgov be at the wedding?
How should I know what his lordship's plans are? But most likely he will be. Sameen is his vassal.
It seems that's really our only chance.
What's that?
Oh, nothing.
If you want to find out more, there's a couple of invited guests having an ale over there. Young 𝘨𝘨 there. He's the bride's brother. He can be a bit of a pain, but he's a good lad at heart.
Brother. Com'è la vita qua?
What's life like here?
Better now that you and your pal have finally had a wash. Truth to tell, it used to be better. The war might be far away, but more and more young lads are going away to fight. But then there's a shortage of folk to do the work around here. And that's a big problem.
Young lads. Young lads. È bellissimo. Cavolo, mi dispiace però.
I'm sorry.
Well, can't be helped. Let's hope things get better.
Ecco, anche quello.
Where can I find work around these parts?
First, you gotta carry them sacks for me, so don't bother looking anywhere else yet. But otherwise, you can find work anywhere. You just need to keep your eyes open and not be afraid to ask. Try Radovan the smith for one. He's a bit odd, but he'll pay decently for a helping hand. Come to mention it, he's sat just round the corner there, if you want to ask him about it. And that fella next to him is Miller Crazel. He needs helpers now and then, but watch out for him. You know what they say about Millers.
I've heard things all right.
Well then, be careful.
Quindi anche qui i mugnai sono dei criminali. Ormai questo meme è rimasto fin da Kingdom Come 1. Allora, dove te li porto sti sacchi?
Where do you want the sacks moved to?
To the pantry. That's the second door inside there. But I'd split the work with your pal if I was you, so you don't do yourself a mischief. It's his debt too, ain't it?
Ok.
I'll go and discuss it with my friend then.
And careful with them sacks. I don't want you ripping them or anything like that. And what can I get for you?
Quindi è pieno di gente. Questi sono gli invitati, no? Carpentiere e l'aiutante del carpentiere. Voglio subito capire chi è chi. Musicista, un taglialegna, lui, va bene, lui. Heinrich, Borek il fattore, Statia Droz. È un peccato che ci dai i nomi di chi non conosciamo. Maresh l'ubriacone, Hugo il porcaio. Ah, che alleva i porchi. Rodoman il fabbro, il mugnaio. Guarda, guarda, abitante del villaggio. Ok. Intanto parliamo con Hans.
I talked to that woman from the pond.
I noticed. It didn't look like she was too pleased to see you, though.
The main thing is, she denied ever being at the pond.
It's definitely her, though. You don't forget a figure like hers.
I got the feeling she didn't want to talk about it for some reason. I did get something out of her, though.
What? Don't keep me in suspense.
𝘨𝘁𝘁𝘁𝘁 is about to leave the castle.
Sacre! If he pledges to Sigismund before we can get to him, everything's fucked.
Calm down, let me finish. There's also going to be a big wedding in the region. Young Lord 𝘨𝘶𝘁𝘁, from the local noble family, is getting married. He's marrying the local bailiff's daughter. It's going to be a big event.
Why should some wedding in a shithole near 𝘨𝘁𝘁 be of any interest to us?
Because it looks like 𝘨𝘁𝘁𝘁 will be there.
Oh, that's fantastic news, Henry. So all we have to do is get on the guest list. And that shouldn't be a problem because you've got a cunning plan, right?
No.
I'll come up with something.
I hope so. You can't expect me to do the thinking for both of us all the time. We'll ask the locals and see.
There's something else we have to sort out first. I spoke to the innkeeper.
I noticed that too.
We can work off our debt. All we have to do is carry a few sacks of flour from that cart to the pantry. If we both do it, we'll be finished in no time.
Lug sacks? Are you yanking my noble pizzle?
I'm serious.
I can't work. I'm a noble. What if someone saw me?
Non ha tutti i torti. Ora uno potrebbe dire: ah, ma guarda, questo fa il prezioso perché è un nobile. No, è proprio anche una questione di reputazione. Cioè, se qualcuno dovesse vedere che lui trasporta i sacchi qua, anche se ora qui non lo conosce nessuno, no? Adesso non lo conosce nessuno, però lo vedono. Se poi viene riconosciuto che lui è effettivamente un nobile, più avanti, in futuro, salterà fuori che non era uno straccione, tutti sapranno la verità. Poi la gente che l'ha visto lavorare alla locanda si sparge la voce, cioè è una cosa gravissima per un nobile, capite? Quindi, porca miseria. Va bene, dai, lo faccio io.
All right, I understand. I'll carry them by myself.
I'm glad you know your place.
Although, a couple of sacks wouldn't kill you, eh?
Henry, haven't you ever heard of the 3 states of man?
Would that be some aristocratic excuse?
Not so fast. It's God's law. Oratoris, the priests who pray for us. Laboratoris, the plebs who shovel shit and pay taxes. And Bellatoris, the warriors who protect the ones on their knees or in the fields. Now, which am I? So if you find me a sword, I can get to work. But wield a pitchfork or carry sacks? That's against God and nature.
Qual è il mio posto? Sentiamo.
So, which do I belong to?
Good question. Before I'd have said you were a peasant, but it turned out that you're a noble's bastard. And you're pretty handy with a sword. And you've even been in a monastery.
I'd rather forget about that.
You're a bit of everything. But if you get your hands dirty with labor, it wouldn't be such an offense against divine order as in my case. Pure blood, noble status and that. In short, be so kind as to get to work. I promise I'll make it up to you.
I'm on it.
Thanks again for accepting it with humility. And fear not, friend, I'll repay the favor.
How? By giving me a large estate?
That too, of course. Maybe 2 estates. But above all, once we're out of the worst, I'll help you find your dog. As soon as we have at least some gear, we'll head into the forest and find Mutt in a trice. Although, if you think about the 3 states of man, looking for lost dogs is more like a huntsman's work. But let's pay no mind to that.
That would be kind of you.
I knew you'd be pleased.
Che infatti ci stavo pensando prima durante i dialoghi anche a questo, ma il cane, porello, cioè noi abbiamo camminato per giorni e il cane è sparito, povera bestia. Comunque, ma che posticino comunque, ma che bello. Cioè, graficamente sto gioco per ora sembra superare il primo, Lo scenario è molto meno tipico rispetto a quello del primo Kingdom Come Deliverance, però è veramente bellissimo, cioè dove guardi è una meraviglia, guarda che roba, cioè, guarda che spettacolo, è sempre una gioia, non solo perché ha la grafica bella, ma perché è proprio reso bene, questi ambienti sono resi bene, boh, che dire, per il momento mi sta piacendo veramente tantissimo, guarda, ancora più del primo, e questo è tutto un dire, visto che il primo mi era piaciuto comunque tantissimo, quindi noi per il momento ci fermiamo qua. Nel prossimo episodio niente, tocca sgobbare, dovrò andare a prendere quei sacchi di farina e portarli nella dispensa. Non faremo fare il lavoro ad Hans perché è così che funzionano le cose, e pazienza, e poi andremo a cercare il cane perché anche questa è una cosa importantissima. Alla prossima.